Yeah. So yesterday we saw part of the configuration with regards to the performance management of the cycle, how it will work. Okay. We did not start the cycle part, so how it should flow through all those details. So we saw the initial configuration that is starting from the rating scale and till we create the objective library. Okay. So yeah, let me switch the response. Okay, that's expired. Let me switch the responsibility because we created in Ghosh. Because what will happen is that since we have given this security profile, so it will allow or it will display only the details whatever we created. So that's the reason I'm switching it. Okay, yeah. So now we have the Ghosh HRMS with us. So we saw two things, I mean, two to three things that we saw. So firstly, we saw the rating scale. Okay. So the rating scale is nothing but it is a determination factor wherein we will decide whether this particular employee who is going to submit his appraisal ratings, that is called self-appraisal. So whether it should be an parameter based on what do you call the constant value, or how do we want to determine basically? So for simplicity, so we can determine this way. We can say that this is very good, good, and poor. Probably we can classify this into three parts. We did not give this, so we gave only the basic template definition. Okay. So these are the three things that usually we will give when we implement the appraisal management. Okay, in rating scale. So once we have defined the rating scale, so the next step is to define the competencies. So we saw that what is competency. So competency is kind of a skill set where I can say it is not exactly where I'm specialized. Also, it includes how I should be in an workplace if at all I want to fulfill my daily activities. Okay. So for example, let's say decision making. So how fast I can make my decision. So that is one part that I can say. And I have the problem solving and these things. So these kind of things will come into place when we have a kind of a role. Let's say I'm working as a payroll consultant. So as a payroll consultant, so I should be able to give the solution now and then instead of going back for everything. I mean, there will be few cases wherein we will have to do one POC and come back to the client saying, so this is the solution. But apart from that, there are a few things. Let's say there is an requirement for the employee advance. So if at all there is a discussion that whether it should be handled in payroll or it should be handled in payables, that is finance module. So we should be able to say that this can be handled this way, and these are the advantage or the disadvantage. So this we call it as solutioning. So if I have skill sets which involves the decision making and the solutioning part, I will add my solutioning also as a part of competencies. So which means this includes my skill sets and also it will comprise of the activities or how I should behave in an organization. So this includes basically the multiple factors involved into it. Okay, so that is what we call it as competencies. Okay. And then we have competency type. So competency type, we did not create a fresh one. We use the same template which we created for competency, that is experience. So using that, we attached our own competency type. Okay. So competency type can be anything. So for example, let's say level or probably the sub classification if I want to give. So I can give the competency types. Okay. And then I have the competency requirements. So wherein I will include or I'll attach those details, whatever I have created in the earlier step, that is starting from the rating scale to the competency types. Okay. And these are only the additional information. So whatever we are seeing here in school, college, and these things, and also the qualification. So what does this mean is that it is just capture the additional information. that is the employment related details. Okay, so this is just an factor. If it is needed, probably I can include, but always it is considered as additional information, because whatever information that I wanted to pull out from this database, so I have it already in my people and maintenance screen. Or probably if I want to take an employee register, so I can create a custom report, and very well I can utilize that from there. So considering those things, so these are only the additional information that I can feed to the system, and probably I can use this for performance appraisal. Okay. And yeah, this also visa. It is nothing but the upload option for our the configuration, whatever we are doing. Okay, so nothing but the skill sets addition. So if I want to use, so this is nothing but WebAD. So WebAD is a feature wherein Oracle will allow us to basically add any kind of values in Excel format. So we will do it in Excel, and we will just upload it. So that's about the WebAD. So WebAD, it is used for multiple purposes. So it involves also the technical part. If at all this WebAD has to be customized. But if at all there is a requirement that I wanted to upload the employee using the web ID, I don't want to enter it every time, because there are a lot of fields and information that I wanted to enter every time. So which is a manual effort. So instead, user might say that I wanted to use the web ID. So we don't have a standard web ID, so we will have to go with the custom one. So what I will do is that I will customize the existing interface for the web ID. Okay, so those are developed by a technical person. So we should be aware that yes, we can make web ID to make use of, I mean, to upload or import the employees also. So there are multiple purposes that we can use. So only for the knowledge purpose, probably we will have to know that these are the options that is available if at all there is a requirement. Okay, so that's about it. So and then we have the objective library. So I think we stop here. So let me open this screen. Yeah, let me reshare the screen. Okay. Yeah, I think you are able to see my screen. So let me create one objective. Okay, I'm not sure whether I created the eligibility profile. Let me create one eligibility profile, and then I'll come back to this page. Okay, so let me create an eligibility profile for Bosch. Okay, so there are multiple ways if I want to restrict it. So probably if I want to give only for the applicants. So applicants are nothing but the employees who have joined but not yet confirmed. Okay, so those are the persons we call it as applicant. So which is that in another 2 or 3 days probably I'll be releasing the offer letter. So those things we call it as an applicant assignment only. So for those things I can use this, and apart from that, employer and I mean employee definitely will not have. So it's employee. So the benefit based these things. So what I'll do is that I'll give for all, that is any assignment. Okay, and then I'll change the status to active. So because this is the first time that I'm creating this, so I'll say pending when I have this eligibility criteria that will be in the status. I mean This will go through approval, let's say. I mean, approval in the sense it's not inside the system, which means payroll will not handle this approval system, but probably a business scenario will be there wherein they will get the approval. So based on those approval, they will create the eligibility profile. So other cases, what I'll do is that I'll say pending. Okay. So I don't have any such process. So simply I'll say active. Okay. So what I will do is that I'll add the assignment set. Okay. So this is the assignment set that we created for Bosch Meyer. So this we created for the different process. So I'm using the same assignment set here as well. Okay. I did not change the date tracker. Give me a minute. Yeah. So we have defined this. Yeah, apart from that, we have a few criteria that we can give. Okay. So those are for exceptional cases or the handling part. If I want to give the criteria for myself, so I can define those criteria. And extra information. So we saw yesterday what is SAT and EAT and this thing. So this is part of that EAT. That's nothing but extra information type. Okay. So now, apart from that, if I want to give a score and the weightage part, so I can define at this level itself. So I don't want to give at this level. And also, if you see here, so it's not only that I can use the assignment set. Apart from that, I have different other factors also that will play into. So we so we also have the payroll. So usually we will not have this participants created at payroll level. So either it will be at individual employee wherein we will select these employees. Even that is rare case. So most of the cases what will happen is that assignment set or grade or position. So based on this, we will set our approval mechanism. So how it should work, all those things. Okay. So, but we have these many options that I can make use of it. Grade, job, legal entity. So all those options are there. So for our practice, so I have taken assignment set. So that is the one that we created. Okay. And here, what I'll do is that I'll add the competencies that we created. I think we created with the name decision making and the other one. Let me query with decision making. So what we selected is decision making, and yeah, this is the one that we created. So that is with decision making and the problem solving skill sets. So these are the two competency that we selected in our earlier configuration yesterday. Okay. So I can set the rating level. So I could say this is an learner or expert or proficient, novice. So all those details I can give. So probably I'll select here as expert, and also I'll say, so let me select the problem solving here. Okay. Yeah, so we have given these details. So now if I want to give the derived factor, so that also I can give. I mean, I'm not giving a derived factor, but if I want, I can give the derived factor from here. I don't think I created one. Yeah, we did not create it. So there are possibilities that if I want to give the derived factor, so based on what condition, basically system should pick on all those information so that I can give it here. Okay. So similarly, this is kind of a classification that I can give it. So I'm not giving all those information. Those are these things. So I'll just save this. So I'm done with creating the eligibility. Okay. So next step is to create our objective library. Let me reshare my screen. Okay, so let me create, okay, there is the, yeah, let me create the objective. Okay, so let me say this is from 1st of July. Okay, so which means my appraisal cycle will start from 1st of July, and the valid due date I can give. So probably it could be 10 days or 14 days or even the 30-day cycle. 30-day cycle is nothing but it is to have a defined for our objective and the other things. Okay. So yeah, I'm not giving these things because those are only the additional things that we can enter, the target and the next review date, all those information. So that is not mandatory. So I'm just leaving it. Okay. So now we will select the profile that we created. Yeah, so we have defined this thing. So that's it for this thing. So additional thing are only the optional. So I just say apply, and the next step is to create the plan, that is performance appraisal plan. Okay, so this is the navigation. Okay. So this particular process involves basically multiple steps in the sense that it will have the population and the process stage, and then we will submit it. So that is nothing but the review stage. Okay, so this is where we are defining whatever we have created. So here, plan administrator is Bose here. The reason being is that so this is the login that we have used. So the login name might be different, but actually the employee name that we have attached to this particular ID is nothing but Bosch budget. So that is the reason we are saying this. So usually this will be handled by HR manager. Okay, so the relevant name will be displayed. So let me give this name. Okay, so let me give the start date. So let me select the start date as today, which means employee can start this on today. And probably let me give this till 31st. Okay. So I'll just say next because other things are not mandatory. Okay. So here I have two options basically. I mean, not two, it's totally four options that I can opt for. So firstly, I'll have the supervisor assignment. So based on the assignment of supervisor, or if I want to give a defined supervisor, so I can select the second option. Or if I want to use the position hierarchy that I have defined, so I can use this particular option also. or if I have probably the organization that I have defined. So what I can do, I can again define the organization. So what I will select is that I will select the supervisor. Okay. And here what I'll do, I'll select this particular person. Give me a minute, let me get the full name of Smith. I forgot the exact name. Okay, so this is Smith Steve. Okay, I think there are no records. Okay, I think I did not define Smith as the supervisor for any employee. So that is the reason that it's not picking up. Okay, so what I'll do for time being, let me pick the existing one. So there are two things that I can do. So one is picking this particular person, or probably I can select here as an organization. But the problem is that if I select any case, so I'll have the restriction because I'll need the AME and the other things configured for the other options. Uh, okay, let me see if this works, or else I'll explain how it will happen. Because the configuration part we have it. So apart from that, only the approval. So approval we have seen it already. So that is same process. So for now, let me take the same case. So now I'll say next. Okay. So this is where we are defining our objective settings. Okay. So I'll say this as an include objective settings. Okay.
Yeah, so I have given the inclusion, and one thing that we should make sure is that the objective settings that we are giving here, that is start date and the end date. So this should not cross, or this will end here, and from there, basically, our appraisal process will start. Okay, so that is the process flow that we will have. So what I'll do is that. I will select this from probably 14th to 16th. Okay. And I'll include the appraisal part from 17th. Okay. So there are a lot of templates that will be available. So I'm not creating a new one. So what I'm doing is that I'm taking the available, the standard one, that is global performance appraisal. Okay. So here, as I said, we should make sure that date is after our objective settings. So I'll say from 17th to probably 21st of this month. So this is the time that I'm giving for this employee to fill in these details. Okay. So similar thing I'll give for task also. Okay, this should be 21. Okay, so let me attach the profile also which we created. Okay, yeah, so we have this. So okay, so we have the details that who can initiate this particular appraisal process. So I'll say this is an main appraiser. So it's not appraisee, it is appraiser. And the appraisal type I can select whether it is an standard or this is an 360 degree. So usually it is standard. So I'll pick the same thing and I'll click next. And with this, I should be able to complete my appraisal plan. Okay, so what I'll do is that I'll publish it. So save as draft is for the purpose when we wanted to edit or change some information. So I'm not changing anything. So what I'll do is that I'll simply publish this information. Okay. So that is nothing but a just a warning message that you cannot delete this information is what it will say. So yeah, we have created the plan. Okay. And now what we have informed system is that whatever the position that is matching, which means I have selected here for this thing, what do you call, uh, the supervisor called Smith. So it's not the Smith that we created. So this is different Smith. So let me try if I can get a login of that particular person. If not, I'll explain it how it will work. So firstly, what I'll do is that I will navigate back to the Java form. Okay. Yeah. So we saw these things, the configuration part. So with this, we are completing our configuration. So that is nothing but performance management plan. Okay. So now the process will go something like this. So it will get assigned to these employees. So whoever has supervisor has this thing, or probably if I have given position, so based on the position also it will get applied. So this is one thing. And other thing is that we have the self appraisal also. So we will see both the things how it is working. So in order to do that, so what I should do is that I should navigate to self service. So in this case, self service is employee self service. Okay. Okay. So here I'll select the appraisal. Sorry, it's performance management. Okay, so this is how it will look like. And here on the right hand side, if you see, so we have a few information with regards to the appraisal initiation. So I can say, so we saw this two things. So one is that standard appraisal, and the other one is that 360 degree appraisal. So the self appraisal we will see it after the standard appraisal. So what I'll do is that firstly I'll select the standard appraisal. Okay. So I'll select the purpose. Okay. So purpose is nothing but for the purpose of assessment. Okay. So what I'll do is that I'll select the manager assessment. So there are also the multiple assessments that I can opt for. Okay. So as I said, self assessment we will see at later part, and now we are trying to do the manager appraisal. So this is not mandatory to select, but still I'm just selecting for this thing. Okay. And the period start date and end date. So I'll give the similar thing what we gave. So that is 17th to 21st. So even these things, whatever we are seeing here, so if I want to restrict, so probably I can give those restriction. by customizing the menus. So usually we'll not give all those information whatever we are seeing here. So it will be an restrictive access. Okay. Okay. So this is the one that we created, but we don't have the login for this particular user. So let me see if I can manage with the existing login. If not, probably you'll see. Because that is nothing but we will see the approval in our notification, how we saw for the leave management. So similar thing. So similarly, this particular person called Smith, Steve will see the notification in his dashboard, and probably he will give us comments, or he will basically move it for the next load. Okay, I think there is some issue with the appraiser because it doesn't have login, so probably that could be the reason. Okay, so I think there should be an issue with this. Let me check. Okay, let me try if stock and pat works. Yeah, this is considered. Okay. Yeah. So basically, if you see, so these are the competencies that we have. And out of this list, if I want to add the additional competencies to this particular person, I mean, if I want to add to myself, so I can add the competencies from here, provided it is already configured. Okay. And I can give a rating to myself. Okay. So these things we know basically. Okay. And apart from that, the objective and these things also I can give. Okay. So firstly, I'll just probably I'll give this. Okay, because anyway it will be reviewed by manager, so usually it will be 3, 4, 5, or based on the scale that they have. So based on that, they will give the information. So in this case, I'm just selecting 5, which means expert for all the competencies. Okay, and the objectives, if I want to add, so I can add the objectives, so whatever we created, so we can add it from there. Or probably, let's say I want to add a few courses and the other information. So, so let's say there's a new technology that is coming in the market. So let's say cloud, instead of saying EBS, so I would say it's an cloud. So I'll say this as an add course. So I have taken some effort in terms of completing this path. I mean this learning. So I'll add under my learning path. So this will add a key difference in my appraisal. Okay. So similarly, I can add these things, and I have the add participants. So I can add participants and okay, what is this? I think there is some DFF enabled here. So this is the same thing there. Okay, probably inside this one update, probably I might have something. So this is the same thing that we saw yesterday. So that we saw in Java form. So that was the same DFF that they have enabled for this one, since this is test environment. So someone has enabled, I think. I'm not sure where exactly they have enabled this part. Okay, let me try with the objective as well. Let me see if that is moving. Attribute object, version number in assessment. Okay, it is basically asking to revise this thing, the version of this. Just give me a minute. Okay, Okay, let me do one thing. Let me try to disable this particular DFF. So DFF is the issue here. So this is causing this issue because it has been set as mandatory, which means always it is required. So that's why it's not allowing. Let me try this way. Okay, what is the name of this flex field? Okay, I think this is the one.
Sir,
Yeah, tell me.
sir, your screen seems to be stuck, sir.
Okay. Uh, which one are you seeing? The OF page or Java? I mean, I changed to Java page.
Now I'm able to see, sir. Java page.
Okay, okay. Okay, I have disabled this. Let me try now. Okay, again, the same thing, element purpose. Okay. Okay, I think someone has enabled this DFF, which is not going away. Okay, let me try if this works. The self-appraisal. We'll see that one. Okay, I think it is the same issue. Basically, there is no field there is no default value that we can add in OF form, so that is hard to handle, but someone has customized it, I think. So that's the reason I'm not able to find the field also, because unless I give the update details, so I'll not be able to access it. So I have problem with accessing this itself. Okay, what I will do is that I'll explain like what will happen. Okay, probably I'll try to see if I can fix this, because it is nothing but the access thing. Though I am not able to update this. This one it's restricting, so that's the issue. Okay, so basically the flow will happen something like that. So which means I have different ways of seeing the approval mechanism. So in the sense, so I have an option, so wherein I can select the self appraisal. So self appraisal is nothing but it's about myself that I'm describing. So based on this, it will go to my manager. So I have given, so we saw that we have a field called main approver. So that could be an individual approver or probably the final approver who will be giving the authorization to give the appraisal or the hike to this particular employee. Okay. So I'll start with defining it. So we will have the objectives and other details already assigned to us. So based on that, we will rate ourselves and we will send this to manager. So manager will fill in and manager will basically share those details to HR team or the HR manager. So HR team will review those information that has been received, and after that, the appraisal cycle will end, and we will have the formula column that is changed with the new value. So whatever the hike that we are giving, so those are the of the system, which means the offer letter generation and those things we cannot handle it inside the system, meaning we don't have any standard feature. So if at all I want to handle that inside the system, I will have to customize my forms. So that will be a completely new development. So that is one thing. And as a process, basically we will change the input values to this particular element, the basic pay and the relevant fields that we will have the change in value. So how we will change those values are that using this option. Let me reshare and I'll show. Okay. So I will navigate to Bosch HRMS. So here I have option to add salary. Okay, so that is where I'll do. So here there are two cases that I can do. So if this is for a particular employee, so I'll take the employee and I'll do. So those are very rare case that we will do. So usually we will have the salaries that has been defined here itself. Okay. So the navigation is that I have my total compensation. Under that I have basic. Under basic I have salary basis. Okay. So this will be an this page, I mean Java page. So wherein we will define our salary basis. Okay. So I have already defined one salary for this. Let me just query that particular uh, salary. Okay. So when I will create the salary basis is that when I'm creating or taking a new employee into my organization. So that is when I'll create my salary basis. So this salary basis, what we are defining is only for the basic pay component that we are including as part of payroll processing. Okay. So we can see that, I mean, this I have given as a naming convention, but usually if you see the element that we are attaching, so that will be always the basic pay. So similarly, I have created this and I have attached it to our basic pay. Okay. So we know that our payroll cycle is on a monthly basis. So accordingly, I have selected the basis. So here basis is nothing but the frequency of the payroll run. Okay. So this could be, so most of the cases, if we see probably the UK or the European nations implementation, so always it will be hourly basis. So this will those kind of payroll process or at least for the contractual employees will be working. So for them it will be always hourly basis. Okay. Even for the regular employees, most of the companies will have the hourly basis. So based on that, we will calculate the salary and those things. So for that, we will use the hourly basis. But in this case, for us, it is only the monthly calendar that we selected. So it's always the monthly salary. So this is the same thing that I selected. So since I selected monthly basis, system has automatically said that it is 12. Okay. And so how this is saying, this is because I defined in my this thing when I'm defining the calendar and the other things. Okay. And the element that we created on our initial class, so that is the same thing that I have attached here. Okay. And this is the input value that we have attached here. Okay. And optionally, if I want to include my grade also to this, so I can include the grade also, but that is only optional. So I did not include grade. So this is the salary basis that I created. So now I created the salary basis. So now if I want to add new salary, so let's say this particular employee which we raised an appraisal, I mean performance appraisal. So he or she has received probably the 10% of it. So how do I proceed is that, so I have option here. So I'll say assignment. So under assignment, so usually as an process, we will attach the salary basis here. Okay, and I will say salary, click salary. So this will open up in an OF form. So let me reshare the screen. Okay, so for this employee, probably I think we have already one hike that we add. I don't know when we added, but we have it already. So probably when we are defining this salary basis, we could have defined this salary. So which means the basic pay would be 12,000. So now without entering any input value, if we see for our basic pay element, so the input value would be 12,000, and this particular 12,000 will be frozen. So we'll not be able to change it because we are using this particular option called salary basis. Okay. So we can see that it is 1st Jan is the date that he or she received this particular amount, and we can see this is an analyzed salary. So now if I want to give hike, so what I'll do is that I'll say add a new salary, and I can add the new salary. So this is since when? So probably I would say this is from 1st of July. Okay. So we can see that current salary is 12,000 per month. We will have monthly indication, and probably let me say another 14,000 is what I'm giving. Okay. So we can see that change in amount is 2,000, which means he is getting hike of 16%. 16.6 is the exact value. So the annual CTC that he will be getting is 168. Okay. So yeah, so I have added these details, so I can change if this is only the proposed amount, still the manager did not give his nod for this release. So I will say this as in proposed. So until this is in proposed stage, I'll not be able to process payroll. That is with the 2000 hike. So I need this to be changed to approved. So that is when this will be officially changing these values. Okay, so I'll just say apply. Okay, so now we can see the changes to these things. Okay, so now what I'll do is that I will navigate back to the Java form, and we will see whether this particular change is reflected. Okay, so this is our basic pay. It is 12,000. Okay, sorry, the date is different. Let me change the date. Yeah, so now we can see that it has changed to 12,000. Okay, sorry, 14,000. So which means we had 12,000. So this will be till June as 12,000. So after June, we added or we gave hike of 2,000. So it will be 14,000. Okay. So starting from July month, so this particular employee called Bosch Bayer, so he'll get hike of 2,000. So this hike will affect in July month. Okay. So this is the flow. So this is how we will do the appraisal cycle, and this is how we will include in our we will make changes. What are the changes we saw? The adding salary and these things. So we will do, and appropriately, our these things will change. Basically, the salary will get affected in the latest one. Okay. So that is about the appraisal. Any doubt till now?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay. Fine. So next thing, yeah, there are one or two small things that I wanted to show. So that is multiple assignment. So multiple assignment, there are rare case wherein we will use the multiple assignment. So for instance, let me take Smith as an employee. So this is the first employee that we created. And now if you see here, Bosch HR org is the, okay, I don't think we have multiple organization. Okay, let me switch to the standard responsibility, because here I'll not be able to show this because we have only one organization created. Let me pick Alex. Okay, so this is one assignment that Alex has. Okay, so this is nothing but with the assignment number 188. So there might be a chance that Alex might be working for other branch as well. So let's say he's an manager. So in this case, he will he might, it's not he will, he might work for different entities also. So how do I manage this multiple assignments? So can I make this as an full time for both the assignment? That we cannot make, because assignment means that if I have an what do you call the parent company for which I'm working, and also I'm working for the branch offices, so I will say I will have the hierarchy defined, and after defining the hierarchy, so I will take the respective or the relevant organization and I can attach it. But this multiple assignment, what we are talking about is for the part-time or the other, the small assignment that company might assign. So for those things, so this is very simple, but still there are a few options that I can make. So I can just simply press down arrow, so which is going to allow me to create a different, yeah, different assignment. So in this case, what I'm doing is that I'm selecting the Vision Corporation. Okay. And and let me pick the payroll. Okay, let me take something. So if you notice here, so we had assignment number as 188, and now this will say it's 188 hyphen 2, which means this is second office that he's managing. So which means this is kind of an part-time this thing. So now if I click here and press up arrow, so this is going to give me the exact one, which means my primary assignment. Okay, so those are only the secondary options that I can make use of it. Okay, so that is about the multiple assignment. Okay, so yeah, we have seen multiple assignment also, and yeah, then we have the retirement or the termination. So there are two possible ways that I can do retirement. So this could be either the voluntary retirement, or this could be an what do you call, based on some characteristic feature, probably company they might decide that they wanted to take out any particular employee, or probably for any reason, so they might take. Okay, so that defines whether this is an voluntary retirement or this is an involuntary retirement. Okay, so to retire an employee, so what I will do is that I'll click end the employment. Okay, so here let me search the employee. So Alex is the one that we were looking at. Okay. Okay. So this means that an HR manager is giving these details. So there are also genuine reason, probably for any reason he might be taking off. So those reasons we can basically give it in this particular page. Probably person might be going on leave for education purpose. Okay. So those things we can mention at this screen. Okay. And whether we wanted to publish or notify these dates, that is termination dates to the employee. So based on the confirmation and the management processing and all those things we can give. Okay. So I'm not giving those details at this point of time. So sorry, this is not first. Okay, let me give, because this employee is created long back. Okay. So this is given by basically what do you call? Okay, so basically this is given by Oracle. This is standard employee name. So that is the reason if you see here. So this is started in the year 1980, which means this is 40 years of service. Okay. 40 plus years of service. So yeah, so we have given the relevant information. So again, here also we have a few DFF column, whether we want to capture any additional information. So if I'm capturing any additional information here, so what I will do is that I will create this as a custom report, wherein I can capture all those information, whatever I want to capture additionally, apart from these standard inputs that we are seeing. Okay, so I'll just say terminate. Okay, you have not. Okay, actual date is not entered. That's it. Okay, so when we are defining this thing, or we call the element, so we will define so the actual process date. So for this particular element called basic pay, we will have this. Okay, so that's the reason. So now we can say terminate. Okay, I think it has been terminated. What is the employee name? It should be Smith, I think. Let me check once. I think I need the table access to show the inactive status of this particular employee, because what will happen is that we will have uh, the what do you call, the notice period and all those things. So based on that, we will say that this particular person will be deactivated on so and so date. So those information I'll be able to share if I have the backend access. Since I don't have, uh, I'm not able to show this. Yeah, so based on the notice period and the other information, basically this particular employee will be deactivated from the system. Deactivated in the sense the status of this particular employee will change to ex-employee instead of the employee. So when he rejoins, so he or she will have the same information. The system will verify and it will say that he's an ex-employee. Okay, so that's about the termination and the employee maintenance script. If at all this particular employee is rejoining, so based on that, system will validate all those information. Okay. Yeah, this is one thing that I wanted to show. And apart from that, we have retropay. So for retropay, we will have to define our element, and there are certain process that needs to be seen. Okay. So what we will do is that we will connect tomorrow. So we will see retropay, and we will see again one full cycle of payroll. And we will take up Friday if you need any clarification or anything. We will take it up on Friday. So tomorrow we'll see retropay with payroll cycle. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, fine. Okay, fine. Then we'll connect tomorrow.
Okay, sir.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you, sir.